My beautiful viewers, you're welcome to this week episode of The Mirror. I am your favorite host, Beauty Benjamin. Today, I'll be looking at the life of someone who has attained a lot. He's a songwriter, a gospel artist, a humanitarian, a lecturer, a fashionista, and a makeup artist. You can't beat that. He is the lead executive, Fortified Exclusive, the Extended Learning College. He has won several awards, including the Nigerian Selfless Service Gold Award. Today, we want to hear from Boma how he has managed, as a lecturer, but combine his time and everything to get to this level. Mr. Boma, you're welcome. You've been able to attain this great heights. These are not only the awards you've won. There are several others that I know that, but because of time on the show, we can't call all. But I'm sure that people log on to Fortified Exclusive. Yeah. They will get a full profile of Boma. How have you come this far?
First of all, I want to thank you for this awesome privilege and invitation to be here. And I want to say that it humbles me, to know that looking at my background, and how far my background, my foundation, and all that. Yeah. To be this kind of person that is being talked about today with all of these awards that, you made mention of. It baffles me. You get, and I get humbled by it. You get, so like people say I'm a man of so many parts, and all that.
Yes, because look at everything. One will begin to wonder when you hear the word lecturer. We want to see this very strict
and academic person.
What is the lecturer doing with singing?
Okay.
What's the lecturer doing with fashion? Okay. Makeup? Okay. Because I'm very sure you can define my makeup.
For sure, I can.
It thrills me to know that.
Having been covered by DSTV, Fashion TV on DSTV, when we did the 2010 Bayelsa State Fashion Show, so yes, before I got this lecturing job, I had other things going on for me. I am not a lazy person.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, I'm not a lazy person, and I don't think anybody should be, because like I always say, God is not a wicked person to have left all of us without anything in us. So I was able to discover myself, at a young age, so to speak, middle age, and I came to realize that I could do a whole lot of things. Some of my friends would tell me that, man, if you show Boma anything, he's going to build an empire out of it. And that is so true, because I always want to learn. I always want to improve myself. So I discovered, and I got into a lot of trainings. Okay. And how did I even start this makeup job or this makeup activity? I started out singing, a gift I inherited from my grandmom. Okay. So it's inherent in my family. My mom also sings too, but she really doesn't take it seriously. Wow. My dad also, he introduced me to the oldies like the Dolly Partons, the Jim Reeves, and all that. But somehow I got into music mainstream, and it yielded a lot of fruit because it made me to be on a lot of platforms. I met with a lot of people, worked with the likes of Asue Kie and the New Dimension, one of the lead vocalists, in New Dimension, and all that. And I also had the opportunity to train a lot of choristers and big names that you hear today, Then I went for an audition. Somebody called me to audition some persons who wanted to join their choir, the church choir. So one of the people who came for the audition, met me and was like, oh, I love the way you auditioned us, because I also did some kind of singing. And then she was like, oh, I wish you could just teach me how to sing. So I asked her what she was doing at that time. And she said she was a makeup artist. So I said, oh, really? Okay, you're not going to pay. When you see an opportunity and you think you like that opportunity, go for it. One lesson that people, need to learn. And every opportunity must not be about money.
Money.
You understand? Yes, must not be about money at all. It could be about something that could improve you. You understand? Yes. So if you see, grab hold of it and go for it. So when I saw that, I was like, okay, you want to learn how to sing? What do you do? She told me she was a makeup artist. I said, okay, I would also like to learn how to do makeup if you would. If, more like trade by barter, right? So less than a week, I got trained by her. Yes, because when I'm in for something, I'm all in for that particular thing,
So the makeup thing now was not like a gift.
No. It was something that I developed and it became a skill.
Yes.
You get? It wasn't something that I was born with that I kind of knew was
like the
there.
music.
No, yes, like the music. Music has always been there, right, from childhood. But the makeup thing was just something I kind of loved. More like at that time it was like a passion, because I'm always very inquisitive. I want to know what's new, and all that. That's my trait. That's how I'm wired.
But your students, do they know this part of you?
A lot of people don't. My students do not know.
Can you go to the classroom dressed in that attire?
The truth of the matter is, if you're a public figure, you're one. And for me, I take myself very seriously. So everything.
To borrow your word, intentional.
Intentional, yes. When I train your choir, right? Yes. I take myself very seriously. I take everything I do. I'm very, very intentional with my haircut, with the way I look, part time and all that, because I know one or two things about branding. So I don't want anybody to look at me and misconstrue me for something else. So can I go into the classroom like that? Yes, I can.
Okay.
Do you understand? I can, because by God's grace, when I get into the classroom and I see some of my students, I have influenced without making short of it or making less of it. I have been able to influence most of my students at where I work.
Male or female?
Both of them. Because when I started teaching, I kind of saw the way they looked, and I didn't like it, because when you're out there and you're teaching them and all that, they look at you as a role model.
Yeah.
And everybody wants to emulate something from you.
Generally, that's the way people see teachers or lecturer, you like a role model.
Like a role model. So I told myself, these people must have to look at me and learn something good from me. So it could be, by way of the way they keep their hair, the way they make their hair, whether it be for the guys or for the ladies, the way they dress, the shoes they put on, because most of them don't really care. They could just come into the classroom with bedroom slippers, and all that. So if they just know, they know that once it's my time, you don't dress anyhow when you're coming, to
Okay, that brings me back. Now, growing up, were you inspired by somebody? I mean, with everything, your way of dressing, because all the functions I've seen you, your dressing stands out.
Wow.
Now,
thank you.
Were you inspired? Somebody, there must be someone you have looked up to, or maybe a gift. And some people have. I saw someone who said he has a gift that even if there are 100 persons in his class, he knows them by their name, each and everyone. As he meets them 2-3 times, he can call everyone by their name. And there are some people who can meet somebody and they meet it like 10 times over again, they can't remember your name.
That's so true.
So how did you start?
Well, thank you for that too. My dress sense, was it really a gift? Well, I lived with my grandmom.
Okay.
Most of my life, and my grandmom was a person who dresses to kill. You get, like, when she comes out in her Calabari costume or attire, you just be like, man, who is this person? And then from primary school up until, from primary school up until now, when it comes to cleanliness in my house. When my grandma, my late grandma, God bless her soul, she would flog the hell out of me when I come back home dirty.
Wow.
You understand? To the point that even my white socks must have to remain white till I get back home.
So you don't play around?
So I don't really play around.
Wow.
I'm always, in fact, it comes to mind right now, as you've asked me this question, while in primary school, I had my corner where like I just clean up the place.
And you're conscious of it?
I'm very conscious because grandmom, see, when she comes to school to pick me and then she sees some, my goodness, so I'm always very conscious. So I get back home, I must have to shower. Before I sleep, I have to shower. In the morning before I have to shower, and all that. So that was how I grew up. So it became part and parcel of me. Okay. So then, I saw things too on in the magazines, TV and all that. And one person that really influenced me is and keeps on influencing me is Oprah Winfrey.
Wow.
I must tell you. But aside even fashion now, she has also passed through a lot of things. If you read her profile, and all that, but she was still able to make it through and become somebody in life.
A lot of people want to believe that all these successes are because you're a lecturer, you're making money from the lecturing job and all that, but you are in a better position to tell us, can you count and say, look, aside being a lecturer, these other things like fashion, makeup, has it giving you something you say tangible, you say, look, I can foot my bills from this? And then the final question will be, this humanitarian act of it, part of it, what is it all about?
Okay, yes, I have personally profited from almost all the gifts, that
and I'll come for tithes.
that God has bequeathed, to me. Let's talk about makeup, for instance. I told you it was less than a week that I learned the makeup stuff, and during that 1 week period, the lady who taught me how to do makeup got 3 jobs. And then she had one at Enugu, she had one at Calabar, Port Harcourt. And then she asked me to represent her at the Enugu makeup job. So,
and she was very sure you could do that.
Yes, so I went there and I delivered. I delivered and I got paid. I was marveled.
Wow.
You get, and not only that I delivered, I was meant to make up only the bride, but I ended up making up and her train, and I was even surprised at how I was able to transform people, from who they were to, some kind of persons that are very beautiful, so yes. And then I've also covered numerous shows, makeup, Miss Blossom Beauty Pageant, Miss Niger Delta Beauty Pageant, Miss South, and even Miss Bayelsa State Fashion Show. The Bayelsa State Fashion Show in 2010, I was covered by DSTV, and it was broadcast on Fashion TV. Okay. So makeup wise, man, the money I can't even tell you, because I know how much I earn now. Those days when I was really, really into makeup, I could just do my salary now was what I used to earn in just one day and in one show. The music wise too, I have also profited from that a lot. I've helped to, like I told you, I train a lot of people. I've also trained your people before, and of course, you guys paid me, and then right now I have a song, Mama, and it's trending, and I also came here with the video CD for you as a gift.
Thank you.
Yeah, so this is right now on YouTube and on all the social media platforms.
I've watched the video, and I have a few questions I want to ask about the video. Viewers, if you're just joining us, this is The Mirror. I am your host, Beauty Benjamin, and with me is Boma Igani. When we return, we'll be talking about Mama by Boma. Please don't go away. You're welcome back to the show. This is The Mirror, and today we'll be looking at the life of Boma Igani. And Boma is still right here with me, still talking on the life of Boma as a singer, a writer, a lecturer, and a makeup artist and a fashionista, all built in one person. And you have done well.
Thank you so very much.
You've been able to manage your time, like you earlier told us that aside being a lecturer, one could actually do well with all these things.
Sure.
And then, I mean, there are a lot of people on the streets, in quotes, there are no government jobs, there are no this, so they resort to crime, violence. And you are here with how many things, managing your time together. I think you want to say something to...
Yes, I would want to say something. You see, in as much as the government, in as much as government has a role to play in improving the society and all that, I don't also believe that as human beings we have to wait for the government all the time, before we start living. You get what I'm saying? I don't believe in that, because whether or not we like it, God is not a wicked God, like I said, to have left us with nothing. So if the government is not there, doesn't mean that you won't eat, doesn't mean you won't clothe, doesn't mean you won't take care of yourself and your basic needs and all that. No. So what do? You discover who you are. You get, it may take some time, like I did, lots and lots of things before I came to the realization that I am a born teacher. I love to sing, I love to do makeup, I love to do all of, those, but what gives me pleasure is when I'm training other people how to do what I know how to do.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? So that's what gets me high, so to speak. So don't wait for government. Don't wait for government to like come spoon feed you before you start living. And of
probably
course,
the government will come to your houses and clean.
And of course, we're both Christians, and the scripture says something which I love so much. It is your gift that will make way for you, not the government.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what giftings bequeathed inside of you that God has given to you have you discovered? Is it singing? Do you talk too much? Probably you should tilt towards becoming a comedian. And then by the time you grow in that field, you may probably have opportunities that would elevate your status, and then you become the likes of Basket Mouth and all that. Julius Agua and all that. Is it music? Do you love to sing? Why don't you get trained? And then when you become very much trained, you can release your CDs, put it out there, on digital platforms, and in the digital market, you will start making a whole lot of money. You get what I'm saying? Do you love to do makeup? There are fashion shows every year. They just finished Miss Universe or something. They just finished, the one Agbani Derego one, and several other pageantries. You could go out there. When I was doing makeup, do you know how I got my events? I would just go on the street, I'll see banners of events, and I would look out for the numbers, I'll call.
You take time to do that?
Yes. I'll call. I'll say, my name is Boma Igani, I'm a makeup artist. Would you like for me to have an audience with you so I could show you what I've done, and all that? Now, what I had done, right?
Yes.
So I did free jobs for people so I could get works. You understand? So I could get pictures of what I had done, and then when I'm talking to you, I'm showing you pictures of what I had done.
This society now, everybody wants to get something.
Right now. No.
They don't want anything like free job to develop.
There is a process to everything. There's a process to development. You can't just wake up. I'm doing something called In Conversation with Boma Igani, and I'm talking to music people. I saw
that also online.
I'm talking to music people, and something pained me. My producer who produced Mama, we're going to be talking about Mama, said something. He said, we're planning to go to his area to do, In Conversation with Boma Igani, and he said when he told his people that they were tired of training, that they want to blow. That's what they want to do now. That they want to blow.
Are they
you know, that they want to blow. And I'm like, before you blow, do you even know the music that you're doing? Can you sing a note? Can you hold a note? Have you been trained? Can you stand on stages rather, with the big names when they come? You know, are you fortified enough? You understand? How many works have you out there? What's your content? You get
content matters a lot.
Yes, what's your musical content? You know, how are you phrasing your songs and all that before you can start talking about blowing. These are fundamentals that you need to know. You get what I'm saying? And then you need to be grounded in these things. Will you be able to talk to people music wise? You get, before you now start thinking about blowing. So these are things that we need to know. The government can't help us all through, but we just need to, you know, develop ourselves, find ourselves. The day we find ourselves, that's the day we start living.
Now, we are running out of time. The CD, Boma Igani, Mama. I watched the CD, like I told you before, and I was seeing more of you than Mama. I'm like, and it's dedicated to mothers and single, married, and all that. But that's what's the mother, Mama. What is it all about? And then in your profile there is a humanitarian there. What do you do?
Okay.
Let's hear about it.
Okay. My mother is a woman. Of course.
Of course.
Grandmother was a woman. Of course. And then we have a whole lot of women everywhere. You are a woman. Of course. So my inspiration. My mom has been instrumental to my success in life. Okay. You know, like after God is my mom. And I have also seen she was more like everything when I was growing up. She single-handedly trained my younger ones, you know, helped me in my career, you know, and all that. The words of encouragement and all that. And I also see that that's what most women, most mothers do for themselves, I mean for their children, and also for their husbands. You know, because I kind of lived amongst people, you know, after leaving my mom, trying to discover myself, you know. So what I observed was that, and of course you can also attest to that because you're married and then you also have a mother too. Mothers are the nurses, they are the midwives, they are the doctors, washer women, cooks, the people who give birth to other to their kind. Total package. Yes, they never should fall sick. Even when she's ill. Yes, even when she's ill, she has to assume strength. You understand? Because her family must have to be together. Because the day she falls sick, I mean, every place is in disarray. So just to celebrate this phenomenal being. Wow. Of course, which you are also one. I am a mother and I'm proud to be a mother. I feel so excited being a mother. I mean, this is to us, and to all the mothers out there, even mothers to be. I mean, I'm good. Yeah. So I decided to come up with Mama, you know, to celebrate mothers. Their works should not go in vain because they are late. You understand? So whenever you play Mama, I think this is to everybody right now. Whenever you play Mama, think about your mother. Think about her essence. Think about, you know, the fact that she didn't close her legs when she was giving birth to you. She gave you life. I hear about people who beat their mothers and all that. I mean, those kind of people. Maybe they are like out of their brains. So think about your mom and then play Mama and celebrate her essence. For all the good mother-in-laws out there, my mother-in-law, she's the best. She's the best. This CD is for you. Yeah, it's for you. Yes. She's just the best. You know, when you have good mothers like that, you can go anywhere. You can go anywhere because she's always there. Yeah. She's praying. She's doing this. She's checking on you. She's not every time she's there for you. 2 a.m., 1 a.m., 7 a.m., every time she's there. I have lost my mom for years now. But you
I don't
feel
it because he's there. Sometimes my husband will say, you people conspire against me. You do things behind my back. Because he'll be like, I'm your son, and she's like, she's my daughter.
Abby.
It's to that extent. It's to that extent.
So that's the reason.
I will make sure this CD gets to her. She need to listen to it.
Thank you very much. I've come to realize that whether or not people go to school, they have something in them that they have not discovered. So I look at people on the street and I'm like, hey, you're taking sticks, chasing after cars, taking 20 naira from them, and you are fine. You're well built. You're in one inn, dressed somehow, waiting for men to come do what with you, with that your beautiful body.
So it now brings us
and
to
all that.
They discover yourself, your gifts.
Yes.
You start living.
Yes. So that's why we set up Fortified Exclusive, to help people discover themselves. We have an evaluation, metrics, more like a questionnaire that we administer to them. When you finish filling, that questionnaire, you will discover yourself. And then we help to train, to harness those talents, and then give you platforms, send you to people that could help you develop those gifts. And then, of course, when you're well developed, you become somebody that is going to profit the society too.
Okay. Now, on a final note, what's your advice? So the family, so the society.
To the family, when you discover a talent in your child, as parents, please don't kill it. Don't say, oh, this person is tilting towards music, I want you to do this particular thing. You must be a lawyer because in Kim's children, they are all lawyers and all that. No, don't do that. Try as much as you can to develop those gifts, because when they find themselves, when they discover themselves, like the Bible says, the gift and calling of God is without repentance, and it is, those gifts that would make them to start gaining so much profit.
Thank you so much, Boma. It was nice having you on the show, and we hope that some other time we would like to have you back again. There are some other aspects which we do not highlight today. We'll talk about it next time we'll come on the show. Thank you so much. Thank you, my viewers. This is the end of today's episode. Don't fail to join us next week on another episode. For your comments, observation, and sponsorship, please SMS or call the number on your screen. I remain your favorite host, Beauty Benjamin. Thank you.